Reinventing Cities. A new urban development paradigm should focus on cutting disease spread. It says that if a new development program comes into play, then it should be mainly focusing on how to take off the virus transmission of coronavirus from one person to other person instead of focusing on luxury. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for a reimagining of urban planning and development to make cities and towns healthy and livable after COVID-19 reflects the reality of decrepit infrastructure aiding the virus spread. So Mr. Modi, he has come forward and he has taken a step to develop all the infrastructures of the buildings in India, because the present condition of all the buildings in India, uh, they, they they are just awful, and they are not good at all. So if we so the reason why Narendra Modi he did this, it is obviously that during this pandemic, due to very poor infrastructures, the coronavirus, it has been transmitting very easily, because we have to maintain social distancing, but that's not the case in various slums where there is not proper infrastructure and people cannot social distance. At the Bloomberg New Economy Forum, he emphasized resetting the mindset, process, and particles for safe urban living, and acknowledged that the governments actually do little work for working millions. And he realized that he himself realized that there are so many people in India, and for all of them, the government is not doing enough work. It should do still more. So he has launched a program. In the first 100 days of the pandemic, the top 10 cities affected worldwide accounted for 15% of the total cases. The data for populous Indian cities later showed large spikes that radiated into smaller towns. So, in the first 100 days, when the pandemic and the lockdown started, um, only 10 cities were infected worldwide, but only those 10 cities hold 15% of the total cases right now. In the case of India, when India got the virus first, it first spread to a large amount of people living in urban areas, and slowly it transmitted even to rural areas. Rapid transmission in Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, and Chennai was inevitable outcome of disinfection and an inability to practice distancing norms. So there was an inability to practice social distancing in the given cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, and Chennai. So because of the reason that they were not able to follow social distancing, the virus transmission in these cities in India was very high when compared to the other cities in India. Um, in globally recognized Dharavi, which has one of the world's highest slum densities, epidemiologists attribute a seemingly low viral impact to screening and herd immunity. So, in India, there's a place known as Dharavi, and it has the world's highest slum density. Means the slum in that area, they are very dense. Even they are very denser even than the normal slums. So the virus has spreaded even more quicker there. The pandemic's full social impact, especially among the poorer quintils, has not been adequately measured here or elsewhere. And as the Prime Minister said, it is clear that only the cities are not as they were before. If governments are serious about the recent movement, he likened it to a post-World War reconstruction plan. They must resist returning to a business as usual. So, if the government of India is really concerned in the health of its citizens, it should not think about its profit, and it should spend its money efficiently on the buildings to make them better. Good affordable housing is the cornerstone of a sustainable and healthy city. But it also represents India's weakest link. So a good affordable house, if everyone would like it, and no one and everyone would like it, and it's very beneficial for everyone. But most of the houses which are available at an affordable rate do not have an good infrastructure. Um, the infrastructure might be broken or so on. So many things can be wrong in such type of houses. And that's the exact problem in India. In India, most of the people prefer affordable houses, even though they have some defaults. So because of that, we are facing these problems right now more intensively. Unlike speculative housing investments, well-designed rental housing that is key to protecting migrant labor and other less affluent sections remain poorly funded. The main parts of the housing system, like uh, well-designed rental housing and speculative housing investments. These two are essential for are very essential when buying a house. But those two are the only things in India which the people don't look out for. Mumbai is estimated to have added only 5% of rental housing in new residential construction, and that too led by private funding. The post COVID 19 era therefore presents an opportunity to make schemes such as the Center's affordable rental housing complexes deliver at scale, focusing on new good houses built by the state on the lines of the post-war reconstruction in Europe, Japan, and South Korea. So when all this ends, when the pandemic ends, when the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown everything ends, what the government should first focus so that they could hold against the disease which may come in the future in a better way. What they should do is that they should focus mainly on the infrastructures immediately, because the infrastructures in India right now are very poor, and because of that the virus is spreading even more faster. So we may even see the other infrastructures of the other countries like South Korea, Japan, and Europe, and we may adopt some techniques or designs from those. The Ministry of Housing, which has thus far focused on on a limited set of expensive showpiece smart cities, could work on its imperative with the states, digitally aggregating and transparently publishing data on demand and supply for each city. It is also an open secret that laws on air pollution, municipal solid waste management, and water quality are hardly enforced, and tokenism marks the approach to urban mobility. It is also an open secret that laws on air pollution and so on. It is an open secret. It means that the government thinks that it's secret, but we all know it. So it's known as open secret. So as usual, as any country, even India has many laws which restrict the pollution of air, land, water, and sound, and so on. But no one ever follows them. Barely even 10% of India follows it. So that's the problem in India again. Past past scourges such as cholera, the plague, and global flu pandemic a century ago led to a change. A sewerage waste handling, social housing, and health care that reduces disease. So in the past, we got many situations like this, like the situation of COVID-19 pandemic. Some of the examples are cholera and global flu. When these two came, after the post situations, we have we have adopted some techniques like a better sewerage system to prevent cholera or the diseases associated with that sector, and so on. We also adopted social distancing, which helped us during this situation a lot. Governments are now challenged by the pandemic to show the political will to reinvent cities, and now COVID-19 gives us a chance to make our cities better, so that we could prevent another pandemic if it may come in the future, and we all know that it will. So we should be ready for that. Thank you.